let's face it, Donald Trump had a pretty good couple of weeks recently. I mean, he survived the assassination attempt, used that as a fundraising mechanism. He's now selling shoes with the image of him with the fist bump and the bloody ear. He had his convention. He got his running mate. He had the charges against him from the Judge Eileen Cannon case dropped. He was riding high until Sunday. Once President Biden dropped out of the presidential race and Vice President Kamala Harris became the heir apparent for the nomination, everything kind of went to hell for Donald Trump, and it went to hell really quickly for Donald Trump. He is not only getting outraised hand over fist by the Democratic Party right now, that's raised over $100 million this week, plus an additional $150 million pledged, but according to the first new poll that was taken entirely after Biden dropped out, Trump is now losing. For the first time in over a month, Donald Trump is losing in the presidential polls. And yes, he is losing to Kamala Harris. Now, before I get into the numbers, I want to reiterate something here. We have seen a lot of polls come out this week showing, Harris is tied with Trump. Trump is beating Harris by 1 or 2 points. But those polls, all of them, with the exception of this new one, were taken before Biden dropped out. Or there was overlap. Some people were asked before Biden dropped out. Some were asked after. Either way, none of those polls matter because the circumstances in the race were totally different at the time. So people would give different answers. So honestly, you can throw away every poll taken prior to Biden dropping out, even the ones that have overlap. This new Reuters poll, very reliable, by the way, was taken entirely after Biden dropped out. So these are the new sets of data that we are working with, and they're horrible for Donald Trump. A Reuters poll released Tuesday shows Harris now leading Trump by 2 percentage points, 44% to 42%. Trump has led every other Reuters poll throughout June and July against both Biden and Harris. When independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was included in the poll, Harris's lead grew to 4 points, with 42% of respondents backing her compared to 38% supporting Trump and 8% backing Kennedy. So, it's 44 to 42, unless you factor in the independent candidate, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., then it's 42 to 38. So Harris loses 2%, but Trump loses 4%. And the other 2% came from undecideds who didn't want to support either of those. So, yeah, things are bad. And I'm not going to say that things are going to remain bad for Donald Trump from now through the election, okay? Things are going to change. Harris is new. Even though she's not new, she is new now as the lead candidate. Enthusiasm has shifted in favor of the Democratic Party now. Enthusiasm on the right has declined by double digits just since Sunday. It's down to 41%. Democrats are more optimistic. And that's because of the change. That optimism will die down a little bit. The enthusiasm will die down a little bit. Probably. We also do, of course, have Kamala Harris, who gave a rousing speech in Milwaukee this week. Energetic, fun. I mean, it was a good speech. So all of those people out there thinking that, Kamala Harris is going to get a bump, but then she's going to come out and flop. She hasn't. Donald Trump, on the other hand, his running mate, totally has. So things are looking up for the Democratic Party. Things are looking down for the Republican Party. And if Harris can keep up this momentum, then it's full speed ahead to November and another Trump defeat at the polls. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.